For the next part of the spreadsheet, we are going to enter a list of toppings that people might like. So what I've done here is I've entered a heading, toppings, and quantity to make. I've listed all of the toppings that I want, and I've put total at the bottom. Let's add some formatting. I am going to click and drag to select these two and press Ctrl B to make those bold. I am also going to make the title bold, and I am going to right align this as well, and I'm going to select all of these and add a pretty border. Right, now to enter some numbers. So you could do a quick survey to work out which topping people would like. So I'm just going to enter some arbitrary numbers for the time being. So we need to make sure that the sum of all of these numbers is the same as the number of pizzas that we need. Otherwise, something's gone wrong somewhere, and then this will flag up that we're either making too many or too few pizzas. So how do we do that? So in this box here, I'm going to put equals, then sum. Oh, it's already suggested it for us. Google Sheets has got far too clever, but what we do is there's a function called sum, open brackets. I can click and drag to select this range of cells because I want to add together a range of cells, so that's between B7 and B11. Close brackets, enter. There we go. Now that's a lot quicker than doing it like this, because sometimes if people haven't used spreadsheets before, they'll do this. They'll do equals this one plus this one plus this one plus this one plus this one. Now it will work, but it takes a bit of time doing that, and it's not particularly clear, and you might miss one out and make mistakes. So this is why we use sum. It's quick and easy. There we go. Sorted. Now if I change one of these, I've changed that to 4 for the time being, then we can see that this works perfectly. To remind myself that there is a formula in here, again I'm going to highlight this cell so I don't accidentally type something in and change it by mistake. Now what I can do to make this a little bit funky is to use the if function to work out if these two numbers are the same or whether they are different. So to do that, I am going to put in equals, not average, Mr. Google. It hasn't quite figured out what I want to do. I'm going to put if and open brackets, click on this one, and then equals this one. So if they're both the same, so this performs a comparison. If it's true, then I do a comma and then tell it what I want it to do. I want it to say fantastico. I'm not sure if that's proper Italian or not, but don't tell anyone. Otherwise, well, we know it could be too high or too low, so I'm going to want another if in here. So if, then let's say if this one here is more than, so that's shift and the right arrow, so if that's more than this one, comma, I want it to say too many. And then there's only one other possibility, so I don't need another if in here. I can just put comma and then too few, exclamation mark, and then close brackets, close brackets. I want two close brackets because I've got the two functions in here. So if this is true, it will say fantastic. Otherwise, it will look at this second if function and say, well, if B12 is more than B4, then we've got too many. Otherwise, else we've got too few. Okay, let's see if this works. So now if I change this to say 0, it'll say we've got too few. Change this to 20, it'll say we've got too many. Right, so that works. Now we could make this even more funky by making it say how many too many we've got, or how we could put quantities in here. So, oh, you also might have noticed I've got these quotation marks in here. This is really important because we want to display the literal text. So if B12 is more than B4, we can put you have quotation mark, and I'm going to put an ampersand symbol in here. That's shift and number 7 on your keyboard, and we're going to do a little calculation in here to work out how many too many we have. which will be B12 minus B4. You don't actually need the brackets in here, but I think it just makes it a lot clearer. And another ampersand. So you have, it will subtract the bigger one from the smaller one to tell us how many too many we've got. Otherwise, we can update this one whilst we're at it. You have, we could put space in there. I'm being a little bit picky with my formatting. There we go. You have, and then ampersand, and then this will be B4 minus B12. Don't need the brackets, but I think it makes it clear. And too few. Whew. Few indeed. Press enter. So let's see if this works. If I put 0 in here, you have 4. Too few. Shouldn't really be that odd capital letter at the end. Let's change that. And if we have too many, yes. And again, I've got the capital M, which I don't need, which I'm guessing you probably spotted. So, there we go. We've now learned how to use the if function. So, does it work? It does. Perfecto. When my cousin was short of money, he went to work in a pizza shop. He needed the dough, which is actually true. There we go. That's part 2.